All right, today we are finishing up our weather chapter. You're going to finish up reading today about severe weather. You watched a few videos and answered a few questions about severe weather already last week. This material should be pretty familiar. You want to focus on the difference between a thunderstorm, a tornado, a hurricane, and a blizzard. Go ahead, take about 10 minutes and read pages 176 and page 177 in your textbook. When you are finished reading, go ahead and grab out your workbook page. We're going to start with page 147. All right, so go ahead, take a few minutes, read through page 176, read through page 177, and then when you're ready, restart the video with workbook page 147 out in front of you. All right, let's talk about page 147. We need to match each description with the correct weather tool. This funny word that I'm not exactly sure how to say, anemometer, a rain gauge, a thermometer, and a weather vane. Which one of these weather tools measures the amount of rain that falls? Great job. A rain gauge. Which one of these tools measures temperature? Exactly. Thermometer. Which one shows which direction the wind is blowing? Do you remember? Exactly, the weather vane. Which means which one of these tools measures wind speed? Great job, the one that I am struggling to pronounce. All right, match each description with the correct word. Okay, this is what you read about. This is also what you watched a video and did a couple of readings already about last week. We have the blizzard, a drought, hurricane, thunderstorm, or tornado. Which one of these describes a period of time with very little precipitation? Exactly, a drought. Great work. Which one of these is severe weather that usually occurs in warm weather? It tends to have lightning, thunder, heavy rain, and strong winds. Okay? It normally occurs in warm weather. It has lightning, thunder, heavy rain, and strong winds. Great job. That's our thunderstorm. If you weren't 100% sure, you could have always gone back to the book and looked at our thunderstorms. Thunderstorms usually occur in warm weather. They tend to have lots of lightning, and then that lightning causes thunder. They also tend to have heavy rain and strong winds. Great job, guys. Number 7, this has a funnel-shaped cloud of swirling winds, and it tends to, but doesn't always, reach the ground. Well, let's go back to our reading. Oh, right off the top, I see that a tornado is funnel-shaped. It has swirling winds that can reach the ground. Not all tornadoes touch the ground. Some stay up in the clouds, some get pretty close, and some touch down. They're all different. They have ways to classify them. So that would be E, tornado. All right, a storm of strong swirling winds. Now notice, these are not the same as those funnel-shaped winds. These are just swirling winds, but they also come with heavy rain, and they form over ocean waters. Let's take a step back. Let's look at our hurricane. Our hurricanes have those strong swirling winds. They definitely produce that heavy rain. And hurricanes tend to do what? Exactly. Form over ocean waters. And then they move inland. But the storm originates over the ocean. So that's our hurricane, C. And then finally, a snowstorm with strong winds. Go back to the reading. We know we're talking about a blizzard, but let's review it. A blizzard is a snowstorm, not just when those pretty little flakes fall from the sky, but a snowstorm that also has strong winds. It also can reach freezing temperatures and make it unsafe to be outside. So A, blizzard. Did you know all those off the top of your head? Great job. Let's keep going. All right, what is the measure of how hot or how cold something is? The measure of how hot or how cold something is. Excellent work. That is temperature. What is wind? Do you know what wind is? If I take my mouth and I go, did I make wind? I sure did. All I did was move air. Wind is simply moving air. But what causes wind? What makes wind happen outside? Do you remember? I think you got it. It's when the temperature changes. Changes in temperature create wind. What kind of severe weather do we see most often? What do you think? What kind of severe weather do we see most often? Well, that honestly depends on what state you live in. If you live in a state that tends to see more hurricanes, that's the severe weather that you're going to see most often. Maybe you live in Oklahoma and the severe weather that you see most often is a tornado. Maybe you live in the mountains and the severe weather that you see most often is a blizzard. But right here in Bay Point, Concord, Antioch, Brentwood, Oakley, the severe weather that we see the most often is simply maybe a change in temperature. We don't really see a whole lot of severe weather here in California. Our weather, our climate, is pretty mild. The biggest thing we see is changes in temperature. Sometimes we have those really cold days, and over the summer, sometimes we have really hot days. All right, number 14, what kind of storm forms over those warm ocean waters? Do you remember? Which one forms over the ocean waters? That's right, great job. Hurricane. What kind of storm can affect a larger area? A hurricane or a tornado? Which one do you think? Which kind of storm can affect a larger area? Remember, our tornado is just that funnel-shaped cloud. It usually touches down, it does some damage, and then up it goes. But what about a hurricane? Starts over the ocean, usually lasts for a few days and brings lots of strong winds and lots of rain. Which one do you think can affect a larger area? Great job. That is also a hurricane. Hurricanes can, with all the rain and the wind that they produce, they also tend to produce a lot of flooding. So that can affect a lot of homes, a lot of places, a lot of area. All right, what 2 things should be a part of your family's severe weather plan? Everybody should know something about what they should do in case of severe weather or in case of an emergency. These would be very similar things. The most important things that you should know when coming up with a severe weather plan or an emergency plan is you should know where to go. Have you and your family figured out a place where you would meet up? If all of a sudden something happened, do you know where you could go, where your mom would also be to meet you there? Maybe that should be your plan today. Coming up with an emergency plan, where to meet, and where everybody knows where they can find the things that they need. Because the other thing that is also important of your severe weather plan or your emergency plan is to have an emergency kit. This is very important. You should have an emergency kit, maybe with a change of clothes, some water, some snacks, a flashlight, extra batteries, and anything else you think you might need in case of an emergency. And everyone in your family should know where that emergency kit is. Where's the best place for you to be during severe weather? Where should you stay? You should stay inside. Don't go running around outside looking at all the severe weather. You could get hurt, you could get lost, or something could happen to you. All right, write about it. You are in your backyard enjoying a game of hide and seek. You observe the cumulus clouds in the sky getting taller and darker. The wind is blowing in the trees and getting stronger. Describe the clues your weather observations give. Name and explain a weather tool that the meteorologist should use during the upcoming weather. All right, you are going to upload this answer to Class Dojo. Okay, this one you're going to upload to Class Dojo. So it must be complete. We have done these many, many times. They are usually on your quizzes. You know what I expect. I expect complete sentences. I expect you to explain to me exactly what the question is asking you. The question is asking you to describe the clues. You need to give me what the weather observation is. You need to name and explain a weather tool. So don't just tell me I would use this tool. Tell me I would use this tool because. Okay? So what tool might you use in whatever prediction you make? This explanation should be no less than 4, how many? That's right, 4 sentences. Okay, and then you should upload it. You can even type it right into Class Dojo. There's a space in your portfolio to answer this question. Okay? All right, before I let you go, you should use page 149 and page 150 to help you prepare for your science review / quiz that you will take on Wednesday. Okay? So science review, and we'll still call it a quiz, even though we're not in school. is going to be on Wednesday. Okay? You do not have to fill in this page, but you should be able to tell a grown-up exactly what each one of these things are. They should be something that you can explain just when you are given the word. So again, use page 149 and page 150 to check your own understanding, to help you review. Your quiz will be on Wednesday. Ready, set,